We finally got our hands on with the device that's taken over portions of the planet by storm already this year. This is the Pocophone F1, and is this the new flagship killer? The Pocophone F1 is the cheapest device available brand new with the Snapdragon 845 chip inside, and when combined with 6GB of RAM inside, it really does power through day-to-day tasks. That's all despite the reasonably heavyweight MIUI on top of Android, which with a recent update is now available in the Android Pie flavour. The rest of the hardware doesn't quite attract the attention like the underlying chipset. You get a 5.99-inch IPS LCD display with a 1080 by 2246 pixel resolution, although that notch and bottom chin do eat into the front of this device somewhat. There's also a headphone port up top which will be music to some people's ears, but there is oddly no room for NFC, so that means no Google Pay. Round back you get a fingerprint reader which is pretty fast, whilst just above that is a dual camera setup that doesn't protrude out too massively, as Xiaomi seem to have gone for a chunky design that houses a massive 4000 mAh battery, so kudos for that. It definitely feels nice and thick when held and has a plastic build, which I actually really like the feel of. The extra weight gives the Pocophone a really sturdy feel that is lacking in many phones at the very same price point. Performance is impressive thanks to the Snapdragon 845 packed inside, and I'm growing to really like the Poco launcher over the standard MIUI launcher. Overall the software has some neat touches here and there, and I'm enjoying coming from stock Android, although if Xiaomi ever opted to go down a similar route to that of Oxygen OS, then I think that would be pretty amazing. Everything from gaming to general day-to-day usage is really nice and snappy, and the navigation gestures I've given a chance and I'm really starting to like them more and more. I also like the card-style multitasking menu layout. I prefer scrolling up and down in this tiled mosaic method rather than the left to right method found on the standard Android Pie setup. Then there's some neat little additions like the animations which add a little extra bounce to menus. I do like these extra touches as they add a little bit of extra character, but I hope they don't take a toll on the entire system experience over time. I found the display to be the weakest portion of the entire package. The LCD panel isn't terrible, but it's clear to me that this is one of the areas where corners might have been cut to keep the costs down. The bezels themselves are pretty sizable, but not that many are ultra slimline at the sub $350 price point. Viewing angles are good though, and it reaches a peak brightness of 439 nits, which in my opinion is not too bad at all. That said, the display is horrendous with fingerprints though. There must be an issue with the oleophobic coating, as almost straight out the box I was having to clean grease, dirt and grime right off the display. It may be worth keeping a cleaning cloth around or giving it a momentary wipe every now and again. Battery life is awesome, but don't expect wireless charging, but the fast charger that is included in the box can take you from 0 to 100 in around about 2 hours. Not exactly lightning, but that is a pretty big battery. I was ending the day with around 40 to 45% battery remaining, which is pretty good in my usage. I can see many people getting 2 days with this phone, but it should power even heavy users through a full day of usage. The cameras include a 12 megapixel main sensor and a 5 megapixel depth sensor, both of which are okay. I found images to be sharp, clear, and then the video recording modes offer some decent options for those who want to take stills and video too. Naturally, the performance for the Pocophone is almost unmatched at this sub $350 price point. The biggest problem though is that if you are a North American buyer, then it simply won't work well with your carrier. It's for that reason that I would suggest paying a little bit extra and getting the OnePlus 6 or the OnePlus 6T over the Pocophone in North America at least. For anyone who isn't based in the US or is willing to take a look, then I'll leave links to the device in the description alongside a link to the full written review that accompanies this video. Remember to subscribe for more Android and Google focused content just like this. But this is Damien for 9to5Google saying thanks again for watching, and I will speak to you later.